right, welcome to another edition of Just Kicking It podcast. My man B is back. He had took his championship run. He was like, I'm about to take a break because we won the Champions League. How you been feeling, man?
Man, hey, thank you, man. It feels good to be back, coming back as a champion. The Chelsea boys did exactly as I predicted. Damn, it feels good to be right. Damn, it feels good to be a champion. The air at the top of the mountain is a lot fresher, man, than down where you are.
Yeah, no, hey, look, you get all the stunting capabilities you want, man. Look, hey.
Yeah, I'm not done yet. Yeah, I'm not done. I mean, what a beautiful game, and what a game for the Blues, man. London was really beaming with Chelsea pride. So all the listeners, man, of the pod, man, welcome back, man. A lot of friends of the show who are also Chelsea fans and supporters. Congratulations. We are the champions, man, and I'm happy to be back, man. I'm happy to be back.
Hey, look, hey, it's all good, man. We appreciate you being back. How do you feel about how'd you feel about the Chelsea? So it's exactly kind of the way you thought it was gonna go. Like it had to be a low scoring game. If it had been 3-2, you would have thought it'd been Man City. If I told you the score of this game and then who won, was that the score that the only way they could win, you feel, was a score line like that?
Yeah, no, the game plan was executed properly. I think the low score is the path, that Chelsea was going to be successful. Everybody knows Man City more talented, more depth, just more skillful. They truly played the beautiful game, in my opinion, that attacking, pressing football. But Chelsea, man, defensive, counterattacking, playing the long ball, winning everything 50-50, man. It's the Chelsea way, man. And that defensive continuity, that's why you lift trophies.
Would Frank have done? If Frank was coaching, managing, would you all have won?
Ooh, I don't think it happens under Lampard.
So you don't even think y'all make it there? You saying with Frank?
I don't think. I think
no.
I have to be honest. I mean, he doesn't have the experience. I don't think he pushes all the buttons tactically on the fly, substitutions. I mean, experience and the ability that the current manager has, experience of managing the game, the Bundesliga, that experience translates well for him. So, I think the manager is definitely key, pulling the strings, man. And so it unfolded perfectly, man. Storybooking.
Yeah, no. Hey, look, no, much love. I was sitting there like, man, they finna get it done. I was surprised.
Oh, come on, man. I know you was hating it, probably.
No, I wasn't hating it. I wasn't hating it, man. I was not hating it. I was not hating it. I was like, I felt good for it. I wasn't hating at all. I don't like Man City. Like, why would I be sitting there cheering for them?
Those are your rivals as well. All right.
I mean, it was one of those things like, man, I didn't want Man City to have that perfect year where they win a treble, and then we're going to be having the same conversation. Are they the best team of all time? I didn't want to go down that road. I'd rather mix up the bag where all kind of random people have championships and we just keep it pushing them next year.
Yeah, man. I like the top four sprinkled up, the top four fighting slugfest. So no, I totally understand what you're saying, because that's exactly where we would be doing right now. Ranking them.
Oh no, they would be the best team of all time, man. All this that would be every story, dog. Okay. Yeah. They were ready. I mean, they was ready to give Conte the Ballon d'Or just off of one game.
Man,
the Ballon d'Or is ridiculous. Now Messi is mentioned that Messi's now the leader odds-wise to win the Ballon d'Or this year. I don't know how.
Man, I just think the writers,
dude, you just won Copa. That's it.
Yeah.
And Copa is like, have you looked at the setup of a tournament? They literally just whittled down two teams.
But he, man, for talking about, he's won everything at the club level, but for country, it has been a hard run. So to see him get that trophy, that's big tail end of his career. But yeah, you absolutely right. They're ready to pencil that in so easy.
Oh man, so I mean, I'm going to add this too, and I want to jump in and see your thoughts. Have you seen this talk that the Copa and the Gold Cup combining and making one thing to compete with the European Championship?
Man, I haven't heard that one. I don't like it just on gut feeling. The
I mean,
South
US
American.
played in it, what, 2016 or was it 2018?
Man, the South Americans are just so far ahead of what's happening on the Copa America. I mean, did you just see the style of play, the speed of play? I,
I don't know. I look at that Copa. I feel all their players are in Europe now. I start looking at what players used to be in Brazil, Argentina. You're looking at the older players. Look at like a Fati or like people that are like random people that now are playing for Spain, Austria, Switzerland, and you're like, hold on, dude, you got dreads. Where are you from for real? And then you find out they're from Gabon, they're from Brazil, and you're like, okay, so this is what's going on. This is the game plan now.
no, you're right about that. Everybody in these tournaments are playing that, for club in Europe. So you're absolutely right. But even with that, it's still a pecking order
No,
because
I'm saying they're playing for national teams now. I'm talking about they're picking these kids that we talked about before, like 5 and 6, and bringing them over and playing for Spain, Austria, Switzerland. That's what I'm saying. I feel like that with Copa. I feel like all the G's were older guys, late 20s. Like I didn't see like a young, like Argentina's whole squad is 30-year-old dudes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're talking about Aguero still starting, Messi, Di Maria, and those all dudes in their 30s.
This is like the last hurrah for that group, though.
Oh, you saying for that Argentinian squad? Like this, Qatar is it for them?
I think so. Yeah, they're gonna age out. So this is kind of their last run at it. But no, you're absolutely right, man. A lot of those European clubs are cherry picking, based on lineage and second and third grandparents.
Hey, B, you can't tell me that if this was now and that same Messi player was in Argentina and Spain, because what Barcelona did, if they've been making a package deal and say we're gonna renationalize you as a Spanish player and you playing for Barcelona, the same thing they did, but just add the nationalism on there.
Oh, that was off tops. Now that shift, I believe, is 100% on. Where that same scenario presents itself today, yes, you're going to play for that European national team
and the club and the club team that brought you in.
That's going to go hand in hand. That's going to hand because they're looking at Messi and saying, "Damn, that one got away. That one got away."
Oh no, you can't tell me he would have not been playing for Spain. Like,
oh, absolutely, 100%, man.
And Messi probably quite as probably thought about transferring countries probably on the low at some point.
Oh yeah, but I mean, then what's the consequence of ever going back to Argentina?
Right, and you can't go back to the crib, so that's
you can never go back. You can never go back.
You was like literally saying, "I'm never going to that country ever again in my life."
Really couldn't.
And putting your family life at stake as well.
Because we've seen that where the players in Europe and then they go attack your family that you left behind in your native land. So. Like, I mean, now that becomes a full-time security, situation, or you got to uproot basically your entire family.
And you can't get everybody. You can't get everybody.
No, it's risky.
And that one cousin that just missed the plane, he's done.
I'm good.
So, man, what do you think about so far? I know you say you only seen a couple of highlights in the for the UEFA championships. What did you think, man?
Well, I mean, Italy, I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it.
We talked about this before that we was like Italy's on a decline. We simply said it. We said them in Spain.
Yeah. No, so I felt very foolish, man. Yeah, shout out to the Azzurri, man. Hey, they did their thing. England, man. England being
Southgate,
England.
Man.
I mean,
there's no way to have that much talent and let this happen.
But I'm not surprised, man. Honestly, you know what I mean. They never seem to be able to just put it all together. They just never can.
This is one of the best English squads I've ever seen, though. Like this is this is like they calling it this is a generational team for them.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that team when they had Beckham,
Beckham and Rooney.
Beckham and that Rooney run. I mean, they were loaded then, but this team was reloaded, man. And the racism, man.
I'm glad. Thank you for bringing this up.
Man,
and y'all want me to be mad about a Super League, and y'all out here, y'all don't care. Y'all want us to be always so bad for these homes, and y'all quick to go after them 3 brothers.
I just don't understand it, man. It's like, will we ever see this end in our lifetime? What else can UEFA really do? How do you solve this problem, man?
I mean, there's nothing you can really do. I mean, it's really, I mean, what do you, I mean, because then if you find a team, then I just go dressed up with a Chelsea jersey and start acting a fool to get your team penalized, and you'll start having situations like that. Like, oh, we finna, okay, I'm a Norwich fan. I'm finna go out here and throw on this Manchester United jersey and start saying crazy stuff to get them penalized.
Yep. No, that definitely could happen. So you can't really, do it like on the point system, try to attack them in the table somehow. Or, I mean, then, try to go to a financial component, then that's going to impact the transfers, the ability to bring in, players, facilities, grow the game. It's a complex issue.
Now it'd be dope. It would be kind of dope if you made them have to donate money to Black Lives Matter or something like if you like where it's like, okay, every time it's $50,000 fine goes to a certain English charity to help Black communities within London. You know what I'm saying? And South London or West London.
I know you say that, it's hard to see that happening, to be honest. I mean, when you just look at these other European nations, even at the start of the game, at least you could say the English players are trying to take the need for Black Lives Matter and keep that going. So, bravo for them for taking that step. But look at the other European nations who frown upon that. We don't recognize that. We not
I think it was North Macedonia. They said that they will get a fine if they kneel for anything.
And they letting you know, hey, we're not rocking with that. So, there's not even a consensus in Europe. You got players coming from all of these European countries, man. So how do you get a mandate, like to what you're talking about, where we're going to put resources in and money to Black Lives Matter because of the behavior of this fan group, or post-game, online social media attacks or what have you. It's complicated.
Yeah, man. So let's go jump into this Gold Cup, man. Have you been watching the Gold Cup?
Man, to be honest with you, I've been watching it. It's hard to watch sometimes.
It feels like that Olympic semifinal versus what was it, Honduras or whatever we lost. That's how it feels the whole tournament is.
Mentally, it's like when I watch the game, it's like, is the grass too long? Because why is the play so slow? Why is everything so backwards?
It feels like a college game, don't it?
And exactly, like a youth. And I mean, these are professionals. You know what I mean? These are younger guys.
But I think this is U.S. at this highest level. The fact that we could literally throw out a B team out there. There is no real G's on here besides DK.
Yeah.
Like DK is the only one. I think it's another brother. It's a midfielder that may be pulled up. But everybody else, like the fact that we don't have to send out like the first team. Like normally we would send out Donovan, all of them had to play all these tournaments. They every one of them. They're in the Gold Cup, they in the World Cup qualifying the next month. Now we can sit back and like, yo, go play with y'all team. We'll see y'all September for qualifying. Do y'all thing. Pulisic, go handle your business with Chelsea. McKinney, go handle your business with Juventus. The names going, on and on. Stephens go out to Man City. And we gonna let some of these MLS players handle the business here.
Sean. And no, that says a lot for U.S. Soccer to grow. Having that pool of players, they've developed that pool, and I mean it's taken 30 years to really be able to do that. It's taken
back in the day, McBride, they playing every tournament. We ain't got no second team. It's only one team.
No, you're absolutely right, man. So and that's a big step. That's a big step because we talked about. U.S. Soccer talked about being in this position and putting the money and the resources to get it, the constant coaching, the high caliber coaches to get the game to this point. So bravo, man, but it's still a tough product to watch. I think they easily, advance. I think they can easily win this tournament. But man, it's a slow, backward, side to side kind of game. I mean,
man, I talked about it last week with Double D guessed it. The Trinidad Mexico game was the best 0-0 game I think I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
Hey, Mexico had 46 shots.
and when they went back, the talk in Mexico, they're not happy with that team, at all because.
But that's their second team too, though, isn't it?
They still believe, though. I mean, again, they're 30 years ahead of us, where they're like. All of these games should be 3-0, 4-0. And if it's not 3-0, 4-0, what are we doing? That's how the Mexicans are looking at it.
And then they talking about maybe pulling some of their points from the from the Trinidad game.
Yeah.
It's puto. They're using the word puto, I guess.
Bitch, yeah.
But I was like, I didn't even know. I was like, oh snap. They was like, yeah, they might pull 3 to 6 points.
No, man. I went to a qualifying, a friendly, a few years back down in Phoenix, man.
Mm-hmm.
And every time the goalkeeper kicks the ball for a goal kick from Mexico, that's what they yell, "Punta!" All the Mexicans, man.
So, so they're trying to change a culture of what they.
That's their thing.
They stopped the game like 4 times because of that. Like,
well, now, and that just goes to kind of show you, the cancel culture. The way we look at everything and judge everything, because that's not anything that's new. But now it's like even trying to control that and the product that they're producing.
Yeah. So, and if you look at the Gold Cup, you see the future of soccer in America is black. Because if I told you to tune in, I was me and Double D in Texas. I was like, yo, if you told me to tune in and then have no countries on the top for the score line, and it said choose which team is the U.S., I would have not have known.
It's a much darker team, man.
But it's about time they figured that out.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like a lot of other things, man. Resistance, it's not not knowing, not seeing, not understanding, but wanting to resist, wanting to keep the game pure, so to speak. And man, I love to see it, man. I love to see it, and it just goes to show you, how much darker it's going to be even in the future.
And look at the European Championships. Every I tell people if the squad doesn't have a black player on it, they're not advancing. And that's literally, I'm talking about, you at least got at least a center back or a winger, somebody's black, or maybe on like an Austria or Switzerland's got like 3 or 4 brothers on there.
Yep, Switzerland, Norway,
Norway, Finland's got a brother on the squad.
Yeah, wow, I didn't know that one. But you seen in the goalkeepers a lot more, black goalkeepers, man, and that's another thing. That was almost like the quarterback position, where the African wasn't smart enough.
Yep.
To play the goalkeeper position or play the quarterback.
He has to direct traffic as well. People understand, like when you having a free kick or anything like that, he's like, yo, no, you go. He has the vision of what this defensive set piece is going to be.
Exactly.
For the game.
Control over it.
Yeah.
Control. And so, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. I love to see that, man. It's interesting. I mean, not just talking about football, soccer, but we're seeing all of the major sports really evolving, and I know we're going to get into, some of that, maybe the next topic is the evolution of the game. So not only are you seeing it from a color perspective, an athletic perspective, but now even the rules potentially.
Yeah, so and before that, let's give a shout out to Mendy too. He's the first black goalkeeper to win the Champions League.
Oh, snap. I did not know that, man.
Yes, he's the first black keeper to win the Champions League.
And Chelsea, it makes sense, man. I see the stars aligning, man. I see all the stars are aligning, man.
It's all good. Look, as long as y'all playing Kepa, I'm cool. I'm just look.
Talk about dodging a bullet, man.
No. I'm just saying, as long as y'all paying him, y'all will always be cash strapped because y'all got an albatross. That's like coming to the club with your ankle bracelet on, but you got the VIP. you balling out, but you still got to get home by 12 because you got.
Oh man,
not even get home. You got to blow into the alcoholic bag, like the bag that people got where you got, because you had too many DUIs and you got
the breathalyzer.
Yeah, that's what Kepa is for y'all. Like, we got the VIP, but you still got to blow into it every hour.
We definitely carrying a dead weight, dead man walking with that guy. But hey, man, it just goes to show you overcoming obstacles. Chelsea.
So let's go and jump into these crazy rule changes that FIFA's proposing, man.
Yeah, lay them out there.
So, all right. So 5 drastic changes that FIFA is trying to introduce. All right. First one is unlimited 30-minute matches, halves, 30-minute halves, 2 30-minute halves.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it. Why, man?
Yeah.
Why?
Now, the next one, I kind of can feel the next. That's the only one of all these stopping the games as when the ball goes out of play.
Part of the game, man.
Yeah, but I can see that one making sense. Yo, I know how much time we really got, and it's that because it gets fuzzy to me on how much. Because sometimes they'll let you play it out, even though it goes past the extra time, because, all right, well, I ain't gonna mess with the trap. I'm gonna let them get one more opportunity at this. But if we had a clock stoppage, automatically we would know at 80, 89, 59, it's over. Game over.
I see your point, man, but I guess maybe I'm just the purist in me, don't want to see change. Like, yeah, what you're saying is absolutely right. A lot of it's in the referee's hands. Different referees play it differently. Not only just the time the ball goes out of play, but also for injuries as well. I mean, are you getting an accurate amount of time re-added into the game for the actual injury and the doctor had to come on? I mean, is it exact? Were you shortchanged 25 seconds? Does that impact the next set piece? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And listen, it's part of the game, man. And I'm the purist in me says don't touch that. You got to kind of live with that. Yeah, it's unknown. Yeah, sometimes you lose some, you win some, but I was always taught, man, as a kid coming up in the game, is those sorts of things will even themselves out over a season.
Yeah, yeah. So next up, unlimited substitutions.
I hate that too, man.
Hey, look, you think the Super League was a bad idea?
Because this
is worse than the Super League.
Yeah. This only entices the top clubs to go even crazier.
No, you think that people thought that the Super League was bad?
Yeah.
Yo, all them same Super League teams will field 2 teams.
Yeah, exactly, or 3.
Yeah.
Because skies will be the limit, man. I mean, it'll just be an arms race like the old U.S. and Russia nuclear arms. I mean, how many bombers can you build?
Look, that'd mean everybody would have 4 strikers. I'm talking about top-notch strikers. Right. Where it's like, okay, you got one half, he got the other half, and you getting dough. So, and you gotta think for a player, I gotta work half the time.
Man.
So, and I'm gonna get the same check with half the time. All right.
You better be ready. And then, what does it do to the development overall of the game? Because people aren't getting enough playing time, but they're signed to these clubs to be ready. And, I mean, I don't like it at all.
All right. Next up, sin bins.
What is that?
A penalty box. 5-minute penalty box.
Like hockey.
Yeah, so a yellow card gets you 5 minutes.
This is interesting. This is interesting. I mean, this sprinkles a whole new strategy element because, like I used to be a big hockey, fan.
We all were in the 90s. The 90s was the pinnacle of hockey.
Yep, definitely. And the power play, the strategy of a power play. And even on the indoor soccer league, you saw that too. In the indoor soccer league, the power play. That's interesting, man. But again, the purist in me says no.
But you said that's the most interesting of like just it kind of making you think a little bit different. Like, well, we playing with 10 men now and got to figure out
strategy. Yeah. And then how do you use your keeper in those sorts of scenarios? Now, you're seeing this shift in the game where the keepers, your keeper has to be able to use his feet and play the ball out of the back himself. Now, could you also see these keepers when you're on a power play with a man advantage
coming up to midfield?
Spraying the ball around, creating opportunities. I can see it now, man. Crossing runs, through balls being played from deep. Like, oh man, that could be interesting. That could be fun.
Yeah, so they said 5 minutes in the sin bin, a temporary spot for 5 minutes.
Let me ask you this. I mean, does it also go like hockey where what in case, you got one guy in the sin bin and the guy picks up another yellow card? Now, can you have 2 players in the sin bin at the same time?
I'm thinking that's expulsion there for game. I'm thinking that if you get a second one, you're just going in the game.
I'm talking about 2 offenders on the same team in the sin bin.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Wow.
So now you're down to 9 players out there for 5 minutes and some change.
Man, that'd be interesting. That's worth discussing.
I mean, then you'd have to, but see, the only thing, going back to kind of you with the purist, because then now if I get a goal, then is it a goal, or is it a shorthanded goal? I mean, or is it a power play goal? Like, what is it? Like stat wise, they already were coming down Ronaldo for winning the Golden Boot because they said almost all his goals were PKs. Do you look down on a player now if a Harry Kane is scoring like 50 goals now, but 15 of them were during the power play?
Right. Oh man, it changes everything, man. That'd be a tough one to swallow. I don't know, but I don't think there's any problem with the game right now, or fans watching the game. That's one thing that football has right now is there's not really that decline where you're seeing like in baseball. You're not seeing that decline, especially amongst the youth. But I mean, man, that's interesting. I like that
Last one, throw ins with your feet so you can kick the throwing in.
one. Pure says no. Pure says no, but I mean, I see some interesting strategy. I think
that's basically a free kick, right?
And I mean, some of the stuff that these guys can do with the ball, man. I mean, you might just create a whole new skill and tactic.
Oh, so you're saying that basically somebody could come in and be like, "Yo, I'm a good throw-in kicker." Like that's my like how somebody I do good crosses well. I do good corners.
Yeah, and I mean, right now there are long throw specialists. Right now, long throw specialists. But man, like I remember playing in the youth league, there was these guys that could do the back flip throw.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so, like, who's to say you don't come up with some new sort of technique where you flip it into some sort of kick? Or
why don't you see a lot more professionals do that back flip throw? Is it just kind of like?
I don't know, because I don't think it's specifically out of the rule book, but you don't see it at the pro level. But you see that at the youth level. You still see it.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't see it at the high level. You don't unless it's like, man, it's too much to look like the stakes are too high. Like,
I need to double check the rule book on that one. Maybe it's
oh, you're saying it may be a rule thing.
It might be a rule against it at the pro level. Yeah, it could be, because I'm not sure on that one. I'll double check that one, man.
All right, let's get into this transfer season. Oh no, you know what? Let's stay in the rules area, man. Okay. The new away goal for Champions League is gone.
I'm gonna defer to you, man. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I know your initial reaction was like, damn right and good, because you tired of people playing scared. Yeah. Because you don't want to give up that away goal at home.
Yeah. And that's kind of where I was my initial reaction to that one is that anything that's going to light a fire for the game to be more attacking and people to show up and want to put the ball in the back of the net, I think it's a positive thing. So I kind of like that. The purist in me says that's an acceptable change, man, because I think goals are what people want to see. What do you think?
And I think honestly, I think they look at it that fans are coming back, so you having home field is going to be more important than these away goals. So them fans being on top, if you score 5 goals at Anfield, and you came back from being down, and you should be able to let's just go to extra time. Right. You just gotta, that's the point of you being at home. You took advantage of you being at home the most.
Exactly.
And we just go to now. I wonder if they'll flip it that the higher ranked team gets the second game in the tie.
That'd be interesting.
Because now if it goes to extra time, I get home field for extra time automatically. So I wonder if that becomes a strategy.
It would. Oh, it definitely would.
Like if you're the team that won Group A and you're playing the runner-up from Group B, and you should be able to get, as the winner, you should get the second tie on that, because if it goes to extra time, you get home field for the extra time and PKs.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I like that. And man, I mean, those are the sorts of positive, rule changes that I want to see, man. Things that just encourage people to take chances and create chances, man, because that's what you come to the game for. That's what you turn the game on for, and that's going to keep the game healthy and eyes on the game.
Yeah, because you turn you see your team gets 2 goals away, and they just take their foot off the gas when they're back at home, and you're like, yo, people that pay good money, or not even just the good money, just come out here to kick it, and you just really just sitting back. We got 2 away goals, so.
Well, they call it parking the bus, right? So, you're pulling that bus up sideways and you just, keep everything in front of the bus and protect that goal, man. And it's like nobody.
But this will change it. Now the bus is gone. Like it's open for business. Everything is.
Exactly.
And think about all the ties that would have changed. I think about that Porto Juventus. Did that change the Juventus season? Because that was the only reason they lost was away goals. Does that change that? It's so many ties. Yeah. That would have changed. So I think this year you're going to see more people like, oh no, we going hard.
Gotta go for it. Yeah. No, time is of the essence. You gotta go for it. Nothing's promised. You know what I mean? And it all does matter now. You know what I mean? And so man, I like to see that.
All right, transfer season is here, man. Jadon Sancho is finally a Manchester United player after a year. negotiations.
How does it feel? How does it feel?
No, I don't feel good, man. I don't like it.
Wow.
Because this was last year's. If everybody knows, I have been on this bus since we started this podcast last summer. I've been on that. Now Varane signing this week. Now that gets my my 21 and 22 pickle fancy.
Okay. So yeah, finally a solution to Lindelof, huh? You guys get in.
God, man. We've been figuring out what does he have on he's got some, he brings donuts. Is he the dude that got all the hookups at the clubs? Like, what is it about him that we keep throwing him out there? We got Tuan Sabi, Bailly. I don't even put McTominay back there at CB if you need. I mean, it's better because I think of it as McTominay's more better spot anyway. Is playing in the back anyway.
Yeah.
Better than Lindelof.
That's crazy. Now that solves two problems, man. I don't know if you caught my tweets, man. I hate to say this, I hate to admit it, but I feel like you guys have really reloaded. You guys look like you could be a problem. Now, mentally, my brain tells me something will go wrong. Something will go wrong. I don't know what it is just yet. That's a good thing. The season's long, man. We're in preseason right now, but I mean, you guys look good on paper, almost too deep at every position. I see a lot of attacking flair, man. I saw somebody posted what the potential lineup could be. Sancho on one side, Rashford on another side, Cavani down the middle. I like him seasoned.
Look, and then Greenwood backing up Cavani, backing up everybody on those three.
Yeah. Right, any one of those three.
And Martial, even though Martial's got to play ball out this year, he gone.
I think he's going to get out of there before the season kicks off.
I think he's going to ball because Rashford's out till October.
Oh, okay.
Well, yes, he's got surgery. He's got surgery on that back.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so no, Martial's going to play now. He's going to
I like your midfield too, man.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I don't like our midfield. Midfield. We got McFred in the back.
Man, that's the one hole. That's the one question mark.
That is the main question mark is McFred.
Man, because what Matic is he done? I mean,
no. We signed him as a legacy because he wants to be coach too. So I think they signed him of like a good guy in the locker room. He's the vet. Like, hey, this is what he's what he won the European Championship.
But his time actually on the pitch is limited.
Oh, you're talking about you may not even see him at all. He's literally there as a glorified coach with a $50,000 to $100,000 a week salary.
So I mean, I see that as a big hole. Would you guys splashing cash and bringing a real defensive?
Well, we got Camavinga is the main one we're looking at for Rennes.
Okay.
Like he's on like we on the phone. Like we try to get Varane and him, and then boom, and Trippier. That's the last one.
Yeah, Trippier. And I kind of like that. It's good to have some competition for spots. So I think he does do that. But if you don't sign Trippier, I think you're still okay.
We're more than fine. Wan-Bissaka is my dude. He's just not going to make any plays for you on this side, but he will lock down the side. That's it. But that's all you need. I don't need because they wanted him to be Shaw, but on the other side, he's not going to do that. He's not going to whip in stuff like Shaw. He's just going to lock down the area and like, look here, I can run my ass out. He's like on the Mighty Ducks. Remember the dude that can run, the Hispanic dude that can skate real fast and he couldn't stop? That's Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He can't. He gonna get you all the way down there. He can't do nothing else.
Yeah, obviously he's the athlete. You know what I mean? He's the superior athlete in the club, and like you're saying, not gonna play those dangerous balls into the box like Shaw is. But I mean, from an athletic standpoint, any winger on that side is gonna have a problem because he will shadow you,
and he will harass you too.
You're never away from him, truly, because he got that close speed. So
our CDM is our whole man. That's our whole in our whole team is that third midfielder.
You guys look good, man. You guys look real good.
And we got a lot of young players. My thing is, a part of me wants to say, yo, do not go after Kane. Don't go after Holland. We got what we need. We got Greenwood. We got Ahmad. We got Hannibal. We got Short Time. We got Alanga. Like, we got these young core dudes and Palestra who just scored today. Like, we got these dudes. Just let them play. Don't worry about the splash for the $150 million splash.
I think you're absolutely right. Really, you guys have enough right now. You make these next signings this week. I think you guys are right there. But I think a lot of this becomes now the gamesmanship in the transfer market. And this has been a part of the transfer market for a long time, driving the price up, stopping other people from actually signing or completing.
I'm going to throw a bid in and try to mess up the game for somebody else.
Stretch it out. Now you can't get your physical done. Now the paperwork, the time. And we've seen this happen over the years, right? So it's a lot of games.
I couldn't make it because that was the word with Sancho, because he's playing in the European. Like, when is he going to do his physical? When is he going to do all this? They made it happen, like during the middle of that.
Yeah, now you got a charter private jet.
The Manchester United nation has put so much pressure on the Glazers that they're just making moves randomly for no reason.
They just try to throw it.
They just try to, like, please buy a jersey, please buy a kit, just please support us.
So let's get into
let's go into this Haaland thing, man.
I gave you your flowers, so I want to give you your time on that.
Yeah,
man. So, I'm happy that
y'all gonna spend that dough. Y'all gonna spend.
You guys are doing is gonna make the Russian billionaire splash this money this window. He has to.
So you saying that the pressure from like Man United and other teams, like he's gonna be like, we got to do it now.
Absolutely. At all costs. And I think that Borussia Dortmund, they understand that. They understand the bigger picture, and so that's why they rejected it. But it only makes sense, man. Tammy Abraham is a Borussia Dortmund import sort of player. He's technical. He has skill. He has that Premier League experience. He goes to the Bundesliga and, develops and really becomes something that they can sell in 2 or 3 years. They get a good run out of him. The money on top of that we have prepared, the past windows, not being able to spend money is really going to allow us to splash this money on Haaland. And I think he's coming this window, man. I'm ready to blow the roof off this thing once we get the signature, man. I'm telling you, it's coming.
See, now if y'all don't get him this window, that's when it gets real bad, because his price goes down to 80 mil on his contract. So that means the world, everybody, like you talking about, everybody's
coming. Everybody's coming. So and listen, man,
and Real Madrid is back. Like if you don't get your player this window of the especially Premier League teams, because we were the only league to really make dough.
Right.
The deals we got with the deals and the money, the TV deals, and things that was going on within the league, we were making money. Spanish league didn't have no good TV deals from the US wise. They do now with the ESPN joint, but they didn't have no cash.
Right.
So now they sitting there like, damn, we just need 1 year. That's how we getting Varane. They just sold let Ramos go to PSG.
That's a real factor. And the other thing that you're seeing is the clubs that joined the Super League, right? To try to get back in good with the fans, they're all of a sudden all coming up with some new money.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All this money y'all didn't have last year, like, man, we all broke.
Right. And now that's just like
we're gonna blow $200 million in the transfer window, damn near. And they
that's gonna fuel the chase for Haaland. So that's just another motivator to get it done this window. Beat the competition. Yeah, it's gonna cost you nearly double. The only thing on Haaland, man, and I hate to say this, man, I don't know if you've really seen it or heard it, is that, and I've seen it, and I saw this before I even heard about it, but now I'm hearing other people, so that means they're seeing the same thing. A lot of his goals, you see the numbers he's putting up are incredible, but a lot of the goals I see him score goals that are mistake goals by defenders.
Ooh.
It's not that he's clinical. It's not that he's doing something superb finish. It's the blunder, taking advantage of somebody's mistake. And I see that time and time again.
But there's an art to that as well.
Yeah, it's
and
still
Ray Jones said, I made that. He's like, people think I fought nobody. I just made them look like nobody.
I mean,
like, what if he's able to, like, yo, you made a mistake right here. I got you. Like that. That's a talent in itself to take advantage. How many times we see somebody defense mess up and nobody can get it done? They can't finish it.
Yeah, or they weren't there. So I mean, no, you're absolutely right. That's a skill set within itself. But does that skill set diminish in the Premier League where
Where you running up against a Man City back forward that
don't
they
make the
fall on
same
your
kind of
ass.
mistakes. They don't make the same kind of mistakes in the Premier
You
League.
talking about like you got Walker and Stones on your ass sitting there.
I mean, everybody in the Premier League is really top notch, you know, from a first team kind of perspective. In the Bundesliga, it's not like that. You know what I mean? You're gonna play some small clubs where they got some guys that's gonna make some mistakes. You know what I mean? Who are just not top notch caliber players. But that's my one concern. But man, I think it happens, and man, I think we're right there with you guys and Man City.
Is Liverpool out now?
I won't say they're out, but they're treading water.
Because look, on the low, I think Salah's gone next year.
Yeah, I think
Real Madrid is already 5 mil. Got it. I'm sending. We sending it right now.
And he's at a point where, you know, timing wise, he's got to cash out. This is the biggest payday.
And I think it's close to his home country. That's the hitting the boat. You right there in the peninsula. He got people to kick it. You know, he's right there.
Right. It only makes sense. Cash out.
And then Mane's people been trying to get him up out of there for like the last 2 years. Like, you never gonna be the Ballon d'Or winners playing with Salah.
Man, I think he leaves. I'm not sure what his contract situation is, but yeah, people are going to be definitely trying to pluck both of those.
And I can see Klopp doing some gangster maneuvering as well.
What's a better job for him though?
Real Madrid.
Wow, yeah.
Because he's I forgot old boy from Everton. He's just babysitting. He's already said I'm only doing 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
you set yourself up for Klopp.
I can see that too, and I mean that would be.
And you bring Salah with you.
That's the next frontier. Yeah. No, I like that.
You get about that Premier League. Y'all out there on the Riviera chilling, kicking it. You ain't got to worry about everybody every week. You know, right. I've proven I can win there.
Yeah.
Let's go cut some checks, and we work hard at the Champions League.
And he loves, you know, the spotlight. So, I mean, you know, that media spotlight that comes with that job, yeah, I can see him.
Or Barcelona can make a splash, maybe, and be like...
They can make a run at him, yeah.
And like, you know, you get Messi in the last couple of years, you know, let's make it happen.
Who wouldn't want to work with him, yeah.
But, you know, did you see that Messi's contract missing him? He has the MLS out clause.
I didn't know that. Now tell me.
Yes. That is in there.
Wow. Specifically for MLS.
Only MLS. Strictly MLS clause.
Maybe he's been on the thought process that we talked about.
He's already talking to Beckham, baby.
yeah.
Beckham's like, no, go get your dough. Go get your dough for 2 years. Yeah, we got to build up our team. Our team sucks right now. We're trying to get some infrastructure going. The stadium just got built. We just trying to get some things going on here. Then you come over. Miami's gonna be ridiculous. That'll be bigger than anything in Miami would have if Messi showed up in Miami.
That will blow up, man. That will blow up. South Beach. Oh, he be the
king. South Beach with Messi.
He'd be the king out there.
So I'm gonna give you my we do have a question about World Cup. So a listener asked, it was John Wilson. He says, what do you all think about the Qatar 2022 World Cup? Is this even worth it for teams to send out their best players? Where's positioned at? Because, you know, it's positioned in the middle of the season.
Yeah, in the middle of the season, in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
my thing is, I don't know why FIFA didn't make them make everywhere air conditioned, make everywhere domes, and make them keep it in the summer.
Man, it's hard to tell a host nation.
Then no, you can't have it then.
Well, I mean, it's been awarded, so you know that was a whole process within itself. On, you know, how does that even happen, the award process, and how? But that's a whole side issue, man.
And another quick question for you is, even before that, do you think that we're going to get into continents hosting the World Cup and not countries? Like how this last European Championship was basically not one country; it was throughout the whole continent. You know, the U.S. one is going to be U.S. and Canada and Mexico hosting it together.
Yeah.
Do we see a continent hosting instead of trying to get one country to host?
I think, yeah, I like that too. Yeah, I think we could definitely see that. I mean, we're starting to kind of see a rollout. I think it's easier on a continent versus one country to pony up the stadiums that you might need to build, the infrastructure, the hotels. It also gives off to, the ability to show off a lot of the flair because I mean the U.S. is a lot different than Mexico and Canada, and I mean, man, I would love to see Africa get a chance. I mean, the Egypt to South Africa to
Or even if you
Kenya.
did Northern Africa and then Southern Africa to try to split it up to get both their own, so you don't have too much travel within that continent. We're gonna do Southern Africa, so you're gonna be in, Zaire, South Africa.
The financial impact, of what it can do for those people. You know what I mean? Like, man, Liberia,
Yeah,
getting to build a stadium and infrastructure, a train system. Man, dude, the sky's the limit on that kind of thing. So, man, yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing, especially if it can help the people for sure. But man, Qatar, man, it's gonna be tough, man. Middle of the season, man. These guys want to make money. Their bodies, is the vehicle to make that money. So the clubs, really are taking a risk. We've seen that though when they go, to these friendlies. We've seen it when players go to some of these different tournaments that happen in the middle of the season, kind of like the African Cup of Nations. That's always in the middle of the season. So we've seen the African players leave their clubs and go play in that tournament, and the injuries that happen and the
yeah.
contract, the legal battles. We've seen that. And so, I mean, I think you will see that on steroids during this tournament. I mean, some people are going to opt out. Some are going to go because the lifting that World Cup trophy is the biggest trophy of them all. So I think you're going to see a mixed bag. That's kind of my answer on that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the only way they can save this Qatar World Cup is that they fix it to make it Messi versus Ronaldo championship. Both of them at the end of their careers. That's the only way this can be saved. Because I think and the last hurrah, the t-shirts that can be made, the things like, look, and they already was crooked the way they got it. Let's just go all the way out and just fix this whole bad boy to get how many eyeballs would be Messi versus Ronaldo, the last hurrah, the Alamo, whatever you want to call this last one, with the settling the talent of the generation battle.
Yeah, but what's the odds of it happening, man? So you're saying a Belgium-Colombia final doesn't get it done in Qatar? No.
Nobody's watching.
It's got to be the big guns. Huh?
No. It's got to be you got to make it this their last one. Yeah. More than likely, it's their last one, unless they looking at like, let me get that real dough in the U.S. for that 2026, and I don't know if they can do. Look, Buffon's still playing. I don't know. The streets say whatever now.
Yeah. What is he? 50 now? Yeah.
Yeah, and he's playing for his team he came in with. I think it was is it Lazio?
I thought he went back to Juventus.
No, he went. No, he's on. I think it's Florentine or something like that. It's his team that he originally came in with. He's playing with them this year for us. It's basically that last. When you go to you sign with the team you started out with, and then he's trying to do his last joint. But if they make that final, do you know do you know how many people will be flying out the last minute? Like, I got to get the Qatar to see this.
Oh yeah, no, like, it will blow. It will blow up.
Now their teams aren't as well. Now I think Portugal's got way more opportunity was built around them, but their management sucks ass because the way that they managed that European Championship was horrible. You don't play João Felix at all until the last game. That makes no sense. What?
I know you big on Felix.
Oh my God, are you mad?
No, you're absolutely right, man. And knowing FIFA, man, they might make it happen. Might make it happen.
You can't tell me if we see the group stage and one is in A and one is in G. We already know what it is.
I can see them like CGI in the lottery balls. I can see FIFA throwing the money at it to CGI, fake it all out, man, just to get that.
Or try to get double money, put them in the same group, and they won't have to play each other in the knockout rounds later on.
Oh, they would rig it. I know they
I mean, you got Messi versus Ronaldo. Now after the Copa, everybody's like, "Oh no, Messi is now better than CR7," and I'm like, I mean, one game changed. Who's the better? I'm not saying who's better, but one game doesn't change who's a better player of this generation.
But when you start looking at the resumes, now you start checking off boxes, right? And so,
but I mean, but Ronaldo already had his domestic cup.
Yeah, but that was the knock on Messi.
Yeah,
that was the knock on Messi for a long, long time. So,
but don't you think the Copa is harder to win, easier to win than the European Championship is?
I don't know, man. You kind of underestimating that Copa, man. That Copa ain't no joke, man. That Copa ain't. I think honestly, the Copa is probably more balanced.
I think it's harder because it's more. You got more teams, especially the expanded version of this. You got more games. You got to knock. I got to go against Belgium, France, Netherlands, Spain, England, Italy. Really, but really in Copa, I just got to go against Brazil, Uruguay, and if I can get past them, I'm good.
But in Copa, you go into some extreme environments. I mean, you go in the Ecuador, the mountains. The extreme
Peru in the mountains and the Peru.
I mean, you got all kind of the different.
But it was hosting in Argentina though this year. It was like in Argentina this year.
Man, listen, but
it was in Brazil. It was in Brazil, I think.
But I'm talking about even the qualifying for it though. You know what I mean? The qualifying is a grueling.
Argentina ain't got no problems qualifying. They wouldn't let them not qualify. You think they're not gonna let Argentina qualify for the Copa?
And those are some tough games. A rainy night in Venezuela. That's a
but they're not gonna not let Argentina not qualify. Is my whole point. They know the money is in Argentina, Brazil in the final. That's the penciled in final almost every year. That's like U.S. Brazil. I mean U.S. Mexico.
If it was easy, he would have done it a long time before now.
Right, and they keep getting knocked out.
Because it ain't easy. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I don't think it's not him. It's his cast.
No,
wasn't top notch.
Man, he's always been loaded. Them teams been loaded.
You just think they just couldn't get it done. They just couldn't get it done. Basically, you saying?
I'm telling you that I think that tournament is a grueling tournament. There's no nights off in that tournament.
But you feel there's nights off in the European Championships?
Yeah, because sometimes, like who was England playing? Like Macedonia.
North Macedonia. Don't get it messed up. Northern Macedonia.
You got Spain qualifying against Gibraltar. Those are nights off. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Put some respect on their name. It's Northern Macedonia. Put some respect on it.
Okay.
No, you're talking about the qualify. I'm talking about the actual tournament.
Well, yeah, the tournament maybe gets different, but I'm just saying the grind to get there. I mean, not that Argentina.
That's why they're trying to bring the U.S. and Mexico in because they want them that dollars. They want that competition level to come up.
And I like that, but that's what I mean. You still start running into the same sort of thing as what Europe has because it's like, who was I watching? Who was it? Guatemala, like watching Guatemala against
Honduras or something.
Honduras, yeah. That's a rough watch, man. It's tough to watch, man. Even Canada. Canada's like slow, play backwards.
And Davies not even playing too, so.
Yeah, they really miss him.
And he said he was hurt. I was like, you just didn't want to play. You didn't want to play no Gold Cup. No, I was like, you didn't want to play no Gold Cup. Davies just said you didn't want to play. And they say you went back to your club team and was in training. Like, that's all good.
I don't even think he came over. He stayed
over.
Hey,
what's so funny is he probably called Pulisic and was like, hey, man, you staying at the Marriott? Oh, no. I'm back. I'm in London. Like, you not going? And then he started calling up all the other U.S. cats he cool with. Like, oh, you not going? Oh, no. Okay. I got to call off work. I'm going to call off work. All right, MLS All-Star game, man. Let's jump into it, man. What you thinking?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this, man, because I'm a little bummed. Honestly, I'm a little bummed, man. I want to be more excited, especially, with St. Louis getting the club, coming fast, the expansion. I don't know, man. I mean, how many All-Stars can you name? How excited are you to watch the MLS All-Star? Where are you at on?
I mean, I think that you got Nani. Is DK on the All-Star game?
Yeah, he's in.
I mean, he better be. I mean, that's the name for you. I mean, it ain't that many names.
It's hard, man. And I think, I wanted to talk about it because it's like I think we're at that critical, kind of crux here, man, where are you expanding too fast? You know, you want it to get younger, you want it to get homegrown. I'm starting to see a lot more Americans, names that we don't really know. You're not seeing the big signings coming over from Europe in their prime. You're not seeing that. Is this where MLS starts to fall down, man? And
and becomes the US what was the USL or whatever it was back
yeah,
then.
yeah, the North American Soccer League.
Yeah.
Is that what happens? I mean, because I don't even think you're going to get a whole lot of eyeballs on this MLS, All-Star game that's coming up.
Is it on Fox? It's on Fox.
Uh, I think so, maybe.
I mean, they got to figure out something with it. I think they need to try to rig it up some, kind of like the basketball All-Star game, and have some skills competitions or something.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Some kind of a bending contest. Like, you got these targets that you got to hit. That's it. So you're from a bad position and hit them. Best, the hardest shot. Almost kind of like the NHL All-Star game too, where you have those different skills competitions to jazz it up, where you can get some people to maybe come in for the day on the Friday before it to come check out the skills competition.
Okay, I see what you're saying, and maybe celebrity game, and you know what I mean. You try to throw that in there.
Yeah, put a celebrity game, maybe make a half field for the celebrities. Make it a half field thing. You have one team that's coached by a US All-Star or former MLS All-Star and going up against regular. You got Quavo out there playing. You get some people like that. And you spend a little dough and get them out there. You got him versus Cuba Gooding Jr. on the other side. I don't know.
Cuba gonna be touching too many folks.
Right. It can't be mixed. It can't be mixed. Yeah, because he gonna. I mean, but some things like that, they need to do that to jazz it up. And part of me is they need to make sure they're in bigger cities off the jump. They need to put them in New York, your KC. I'm talking about your positions of those places where they're already going to have a built-in fan base is going to come out to make it look big and grandiose on your television screen.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I mean, man, we'll see how it plays out. I hope that they understand how critical of a time, this is. Because if they do it right, you might actually re-energize it and push it right down the path you want to go for that future growth and these additional expansion teams to really have a chance to, put their roots down in the communities and for this league to stand. But I mean, I think really it's going to come back down to the players, man. You got to find a way to get some sort of cash infusion where you can bring in some international level in their prime. You know what I mean? I'm talking 20 to 25. Those are the guys you need. Every team needs two of those guys.
Do you think they need to go a route of a Dortmund though, maybe, and try to develop players to start from that point of like, we're going to get the young dope cats and then we can sell them off and then we can start buying other players and, along that route? Or do you think that that's hard because nobody wants to play their young?
It's a longer term play. And I mean, even with Dortmund, you see only a handful of teams that can really do that Dortmund model. I don't think you can have MLS is up to 20, 25 clubs, 30. You can't do that, man. It's too many clubs to be able to pull that off in MLS. And it's not even desirable to go there in the first place. At least with Dortmund, you say, hey, I can go there. Lots of eyes are on this club because everybody's kind of developing. You know what I mean? Because you're going to look at Sancho, but you look at Reina while you're there. You're going to look at Holland, but you're looking at other pieces at the same time.
You're looking at Bellingham now.
See, you're not going to get that in the MLS because it's not desirable to go there in the first place. So that's why I think it becomes money, man. You need the right ownerships where they say, hey, every team is going to be allotted X amount of dollars to go get that prime, that 20 to 25-year-old international star, and you're going to have to throw money at it to make them come.
Do you think that does MLS have a salary cap?
Don't have a salary cap, but they kind of got a salary structure where you have a specific number of designated players, and then you have all your rules around that. That's that high level international, basically aging superstar from elsewhere, that comes in, and then you kind of have that next high level homegrown player, and then that salary range is kind of locked, based on a certain amount of years, and then you kind of have the average player. You know what I mean? And that's that $150,000 to $50,000 guy that nobody really wants to be. You know?
Okay. Dang. So yeah, because I wonder with them figuring it out, it's gotta be Beckham that's gotta start it out with the Miami situation.
You think he
A
has?
Messi coming there would change it up.
Yeah, it changed it up, and I mean, Messi's a kind of an exception to the rule. I mean, he's huge. You know what I mean? Even at his age, he's huge. But you already see what Beckham's doing. Who did he sign? Matweedy. That's one
Yeah.
of his big international. Older French defensive midfielder. He's got a recognizable name, but that really put butts in the seats in Miami. Yeah.
But a Ronaldo, your Messi's would.
Right.
I mean, you think somebody like a Lewandowski doesn't have a name enough to do it. That'd be on. That's not. You got to be into the game and know about him.
Yeah, I think he has a resume though, where even if you didn't know, you can build him up and say, "Hey, we rolling this out," and then you say, "Wow, I'm impressed," based on his resume, and that's something to get excited about. But still, the same problem, man. Older.
Yeah.
I mean, Lewandowski's 30 plus. I mean, he's a high level player. Don't get me wrong, but you need 20 to 25 in their prime so that they can grow. You know what I mean? Grow with the club.
Yeah, I just don't think MLS can. I don't think MLS ever is. They're going to be what MLS. I think MLS needs to just strive to be a dope place that actually maybe develops U.S. talent. Maybe that is their route. Is that we help develop this talent that never had any place to develop.
But do you want to watch that? Do you want to pay for that?
I mean, I think people in the U.S. will just pay for it and maybe just push it to where it needs to go, if that makes sense. Like, I just want to just come hang out, have a couple of beers, and watch a little soccer on a Wednesday night. And I can't get over to London to see my Chelsea team, but I got one locally. I'm just gonna kick it and do that.
No, and I mean, there are a lot of fans like that, but are there enough? And can you do that for a lifetime? Do you get that guy for a lifetime?
I think you can. I think you can by building it up, and then now players are like, you know what, I do want to play for my local team, and I don't want to go over to be in the academy and live in France since I'm 12. I don't want to roll that route, but I do want to play over there at some point. But I don't want to put my whole life over there in the academy.
But that's the player, and I get you. That's the player perspective, but I'm talking about the fan perspective, man. We've seen fans quit on teams, especially when it comes to soccer in the U.S. So that's why I'm pushing so hard on having that.
The 2026 World Cup is big for the U.S. Period.
Man, it's gonna be make or break. It really is.
The U.S. I know I don't like to try to put it on. Must happen. U.S. has got to at least get to the Final Four as a team. Like, I mean, for MLS to develop out like that, MLS needs to be like doing some make sure like, yo, on this when y'all going towards the east, the field's kind of messed up because we put some little stuff in there in this the Real Salt Lake City. We put some little extra stuff in there, so just be careful on the first half.
Man, I think you're right. That is the kind of finish, and showing they need to have. But it's like, what's the odds of it happening?
Oh no, the odds are low as hell. Yeah, but MLS needs it, because if the U.S. makes it, do you know how? I know people don't like United States people and all in general enter any of their spaces. Right. You know what I'm saying? And, like, they don't like us being fans of their clubs for unless you got, like, when you're around when I was there, they had to figure out, oh, you really know the club and you're cool and you're a part of it, because they're like, damn, man, you a United fan. Shit, this dude finna come in here. Wow.
Yeah.
But they want to see the US be in the Final Four. The world don't want to see that. You want to see a whole bunch of Uncle Sams at the with the dressed up in full Uncle Sam gear at DC at the Final Four game?
They don't want that at all.
No. How ignorant people that don't never watch soccer are going to be out in droves. This will be the biggest sporting event. I think it'd be bigger than the Super Bowl, dog.
Hey, you're right. Basically, what you're saying is the U.S. loves to front run.
Yes, we love a front runner. We love somebody that's a win. Oh, they win.
We'll get behind a winner.
And they gonna be draped in the flag. I'm talking about draped.
Yeah. No,
like that would be no. I would advise even other countries, if you come here for that 2026. I'm advising everybody, come here for 2026 and we make it to the Final Four. Don't go to them. Don't go to them. because it's gonna be ridiculous.
Man, people gonna show their ass. You know.
Oh my God! Do you,
We always
man?
do.
I could see them shutting down places, dog, for the game.
Oh,
The
here you go.
US in the Final Four of the World Cup.
It will go bananas, man. Because I mean, you see how these, we do in, different cities when a champion, team flipping over cars, fires, all
Oh
that.
no, no, no! They ain't
It'd
seen
be the
nothing.
whole country.
You ain't seen a whole country go.
Yeah.
You ain't seen nothing, honey.
I love to see that. Man.
So it's gonna be interesting coming over. I think they need that for the MLS All-Star game, but I think their quirk is they need to infuse themselves more in the culture too of the US.
Right. And I see they're trying, man. I mean, I've just been monitoring our club there in St. Louis.
Yeah.
You can see they really trying to get intertwined with the community, all over the metro area, man. So yeah, man, I'm excited about it, man. And
I mean, like if I'm the St. Louis Football Club, I'm getting John Hamm on the phone. I'm getting Nelly on the phone. I'm getting everybody that is a St. Louis person to put up something on the IG like, yo, we here now. I'm shooting you a jersey. I got 2 free tickets, box seats for the first 2 seasons. Just push it. Boom. They need to be doing that. Anybody from St. Louis in any fashion.
Absolutely. If they not, they making a big mistake. Right.
Yeah, like all those, like that's all my PR will be doing, just hitting up anybody. I don't even care if you're from Southern Illinois. If you're on a 300-mile radius of St. Louis club, this is your club now. Like I even reach down to Memphis if I got to and try to pull in people. I got Project Pat on the joint if I need to. But man, we gonna be ready to wrap it up, man. We got anything coming up?
Man, no, I'll be watching the game, man. Preseason kicking off, man. Definitely excited. Transfer window,
Shout out to Arsenal, who's probably gonna fire Arteta probably before the season starts.
Man,
they had lost both preseason games already.
Nuts, man. So just to see the fans.
Is he Frank this year?
I think so. I think he's definitely on the hot seat straight away, man. If he makes,
ninth place in the league.
If he makes the whole season, I'll be surprised. I wonder what the odds are. I wonder what Vegas got on that right.
Shout them signing Ben White though.
Oh yeah, they did splash a little cash on that. I caught that.
Yeah, it's still as much as we spending on Varane though, which makes no sense.
Don't sound like good business, but
hey. Brighton got paid.
Yeah. But hey, when you're desperate, you're desperate.
And they call it the UK tax. Like if you're another Premier League player, you're gonna pay more for them.
Yep. To keep their values high.
Yeah.
Cool, man. But now at Phoenix Piff, man, you guys always catch me on Twitter, man. I'm active there, definitely engaged. Check out the YouTube. Man, can't wait to do it next week.
Yeah, man. We got a lot of stuff coming up. US qualifiers are coming up September. Season starts in like a month, right? About a month?
Yeah. A little bit over a month.
A little bit over a month. I guess we want to wait till the transfers go through and before.
Yeah, waiting on the transfers, man. Also, I'm getting excited about FIFA, man. FIFA 22, man. Mbappe is the cover artist. They just announced that. First time they're gonna have the female avatars in the game. So we kind of getting that cultural shift there. We've had the female teams in the game before, but they were using the male bodies. So now they're getting the female bodies up to par. New career mode in FIFA. That's one thing that's been lacking for a long time. So I'm excited about that, man. So we should be able to talk a little bit more about that next week.
Yeah, man. One more other thing, Harry Kane to Man City, man. I have not got your thoughts on this.
I'm not sure they need him.
They need a striker though.
I like to say Jesus hasn't really gotten his fair chance because of Aguero. You know what I mean? I think he is a top-notch striker. That's why I say I don't think that they really need him. I'm not sure I like Harry Kane at Man City. I mean, I think Harry Kane's going to score goals for fun wherever he is. I mean, he's a dope striker, man, but I'm not sure I like him at Man City. But Pep will get what he wants. And I think if he wants him, he gets him. Yeah,
I keep on saying it, man. Leicester City is the spot for Harry Kane with him next to Vardy. That would I know Leicester ain't got that dough.
That's what we're going next. How do they afford that?
They bankrupt the club going after him.
Yeah. Bankrupt City, man. And why would he want to go there?
Yeah. No, you're right. If anything, you need to get Vardy to come to Tottenham with you.
Exactly. That would be
Vardy
more
like he's gonna ride out the I think Leicester City thing. He's been there his whole career, right? Damn near, right?
Yeah, and they gave him a shot when he was a nobody, so I could definitely see being loyal to them.
Because he won there when they won the one time he was on that squad, right?
Yeah,
he was young.
He was like working in a factory and playing on the weekends, and they found him. So
really?
Yeah, that's his story. Yeah, he was a real low level blue collar dude. Yeah,
And they just found him and can't let him come.
A late bloomer. You know what I mean? Because Varney's up there.
Yeah, because Vardy's got to be 38 or so, right?
I was gonna say 36, but yeah, he's
okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, making sure y'all hit us up. Just Kicking It Pod on IG as well. Keep subscribing, man. We will be back soon. We appreciate the love.
Well,
peace.